as someone asked, is homeschooling the same all over the world? Of course, yes, because finally it depends on the parents and what they do matters. Homeschooling is almost all over the world. I can say it is same.
Yeah, only the difference, like we have actually told
what curriculum you
follow. It is accredited in like US and Western world, and it's not accredited in the rest of the world. That's the only difference. Otherwise, it's all like parents.
Updates have been applied.
Teaching children at school, at home is homeschooling all over.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Just some quick questions before we wrap up for the day. I'm trying to group them up. Naveen Bhaiya Jiniche, what is the typical schedule of a homeschooler? Who teaches them? What is the general timing? How is the normal room setup? Do both the parents have a role? Is there a start and stop time for the day? But in short, what is a normal schedule that you would have for a homeschooler?
Yeah, normally I would say a child about 10 years need to minimum study 5 hours. If the child has to 5 hours minimum, and as the child progresses 1 or 2 hours extra, so that the child can really finish the thing. So we normally have a schedule. I have a schedule starting at 5 o'clock for my elder children, 3 who are above 10 years. We start at 5 o'clock and they take a break for the mass, and we come back from the mass, they go for personal prayer, and then we have breakfast at 8 o'clock, and we have some common prayers just after the breakfast. We pray All Saints Litany for the homeschooling. That's so that they can study well. So all the homeschooling families around the world surrender and pray. So we take 15 minutes for that, along with that recitation in the chapel. And then the normal school starts at 9 and it ends at 1 o'clock. So if the younger ones, I take them at 10 o'clock. I have 2 younger ones who are 6 and 5-year-old. So I will do whatever needed. I only guide them. I don't teach, because we are following a self-learning curriculum. So I only teach the younger ones. All the above 10 are on their own actually. So I just need to schedule. They have schedule also, but children are children. They every day they want to confirm, is it this what I have to do? So they will come to you. And Judy doesn't get back to me. So she actually falls into that schedule. I just need to motivate her. It's time to read, so you need to go. So the rest of the 2, 10 and 11 years, they get back to me for a while. So I have 1 hour for them. So I have to help with some pronunciation, because new words, they may not able to pronounce certain words. We need to pronounce differently. So with such words and all, I help. So 10 to 11:30 is the time I spend for the younger ones, and I spend the rest of the time, if they have got some reading assignments, I sit and listen to their readings. Sometimes they read in the sense the 10 and 11-year-old only have reading assignments. Judy is actually cross; she reads well, so I don't take care of her reading. So they two together do. Means one will read the same portion and the next will hear. So sometimes I also go in between and listen to make sure that we are reading the right way. So this is the normal schedule. So my elder one, if she did not finish her work, she will get back to work at 1:30 till 3 o'clock. And after 3 o'clock, they have time for play, free play. It's no schedule. They have time for their hobbies. Then they have got prayer commitment for half an hour or 1 hour. They take to sit in the chapel, and we have very early dinner at 6:30, and 7 o'clock we have a family prayer. By 7:45, everybody, all the 5 will go to sleep, and Judy has got some time more because she is elderly. She writes a diary. And she has got some other, she has got WhatsApp groups in this homeschooling circle, church, parish, and all. So she gets that time till 8:30, 8:45. That's why we send her early, because she was already feeling sleepy and she was dozing and she was sitting here. So we get up morning and go back to sleep very early. So this is our schedule. So if you ask us how we fell into this schedule, it is 10 years, okay? So tomorrow you may not fall into the schedule. I took a lot of time. It was like a dream come true when I'm saying about this. So it took me 3 to 5 years to really fall into that schedule. It was on and off going like, we frequently travel also. Every time we come back from travel, it's difficult to get them back on schedule. So all these struggles are there. But probably all the strict timetable and all we have got from the community, because we now we are only as a family in Mysore, but when we are in Delhi, we had Father Dheeraj staying with us in the same house. We had singles, boys and girls staying with us, other families. So we have a common time for prayer, we have a common time for mass and all like food. So we actually follow that. So we have a proper timetable: 8, 1, 4 and 6:30. So this time and the prayer time, mass and all these things are like, we follow. Yeah, a buffer time is there, 10-15 minutes for prayer and all we give. So 7:15, okay, we conclude at 8. So like that, we it's not about all, but then this is, as the children grow up, you can like get really a hold of the schedule. But initially, it's really struggle, and small children actually need only 1.5 hours, so there is no worry also. But then if you have got children like with 14 years, 3 years, so then there is a little struggle. So we have to.
But sure, children will enjoy, because I remember like Joshua always the punishment is for him if he doesn't study, evening no park. And when you say no park, you study, then only you can go.
Yeah, they are
by all means,
motivated.
by all means, they are motivated and they'll do. And evenings, evenings, free time means they have the nearby, we have a park, we have a church very close to us. And just, I can say, they are eagerly waiting, because like one goodness of the homeschooling, I'll tell you, after normally, as Ginny said, after 1:30, no schooling means nothing. No tuition, no homework, no imposition writing, nothing. That is the goodness of the homeschooling. Okay, they are free. 1:30 finished means finished.
But being mindful of time, quick questions again. We have a couple of them. In short, how was the room setup of the children for homeschooling? Do you have a separate room, classroom, or do you have all the kids in one room?
I have the elder ones in a separate room where they do their studies, because concentration is very important. And when the children are studying, the parents, you can't go back to your kitchen and work while they're studying, so they'll get distracted and will not finish their work. So normally when we have to finish all the work by the time they sit for studies. If you have like children below 12, children above 13, normally you give a schedule and little motivation, they do by themselves. So you have to be with them. Our curriculum, which we follow, actually advises us to have a adult monitoring always, even though you don't involve in the studying, because they can get distracted. They'll say you don't read loud, and they will start talking, and then they will keep talking for another half an hour if you're not there. So for that sake, we need to. So I'm taking care of these little ones. I teach them in a different room, because I have to teach them oral, all these things are there. The others will get distracted. So sometimes they also go to some other place, they go upstairs, or they go out and sit when they want to learn orally, read loud and learn. So they go to a separate room. So normally we keep that silence in the room where they study.
Okay. Next one. Is it a good idea to start homeschooling for 8th class state board, or is it too late to consider homeschooling, to switch over once you are 8th?
It is a little difficult, but we had the eldest son, Savio, who is in the seminary now. He was when he was in 8th, we took him, pulled him out of the school. But then he did not have much problem. If you're into NCRT and if you're thinking of doing NOAS, I think it will not be a big problem for you to, if one of the parents is with the child, you will not have any problem in appearing for NOAS.
Yeah. Do you order books online, or do they have to have hard copy books, or do you study everything online?
Here, Ocean, it depends on the curriculum. Robinson curriculum, what we are following, the whole community and many of them, It is from US. You order it online. Initially, they used to send the CDs. Now you can download it. And whenever there is a need, you just take a printout. And usually Robinson says, give them the hard copy. Let them read from the. It is good for their eyes, good for their health. That is one thing. You print it and give it to the children. And second thing, like he doesn't cover maths. There he says about Saxon maths. Saxon maths is the from US. It is little costlier. You get the hard copies. They don't give the soft copy. Hard copy, you can photocopy it and you can use it.
Together, this Robinson curriculum is around $199 US dollars, and the other will come around 65,000 rupees, Saxon maths. So this is the cost for the whole family actually. You get all 12 years of curriculum, but then when you have to switch on to the Indian boards, you need to probably spend that, you'll have to order that books
Indian history
boards.
or the
So
board.
rest. Seaton, I think like every year you have to pay and you have to get books and you have an yearly fees. I think Seaton would be a little more costly than Robinson curriculum, which we are following, which is a learning curriculum, because they have got accreditation, you've got exams like follow-up and all those stuff. It's a kind of a very like formal setup, so it is a little more costly.
On the level of accreditation, if a curriculum is accredited to US, are these grades or tests accepted later in colleges or universities in India, or do they have to separately appear again for IGCSE, NIOS?
IGCSE is if you
They're
are
not asking that, they're asking about
the other way.
Seaton.
Yeah.
According to our understanding, we have to write the boards of India, which is available in India. Otherwise, I have not encountered a situation like that where like we have taken a syllabus from outside and we have not done the boards here. People who are even following Seaton here, they follow it till 8th standard, and then from 9th and 10th they normally switch over to the normal boards, NOAS or IGCSE, and even certain state boards allow private students. So to that state boards they move.
Right, yeah.
So actually we follow these homeschooling curriculums only till 8th standard.
Yeah. I mean, there are a couple of questions. Are you okay that I share your contact number to the group later towards the end? Because
Surely.
we have quite a number of people who have reached out asking, can we have contacts of people in Bangalore, Chennai? Do we have a list of boards, websites? Do we have any support WhatsApp groups, stuff like that? I will share your number towards the end in a slide. You can directly, for the audience, you can directly reach out to them and they would be glad to share that with you. Yeah. Other questions? We've already answered that, but in short, will a child bear the pressure of deadlines and injustice in a corporate world when he grows up, if he is not already exposed to it? Will a child, do you see, be too innocent in this world to live?
See, as I said, no, Roshan, when you do the curriculum, what we follow, it is equipping your child to face the problems and deal with the problems. Most of the time, what in the school happens, most of the times, they'll face the problems and they escape from the problems. They have the ways to escape and they are not really facing the problem themselves. Either they may face as a group. I am talking about my personal experience when I was in the school. That is what I say. Then what happens is we have a peer group. Somehow we manipulate. Somehow we easily we can cope up with the problems. Here you are alone to cope up with the problem, and there it is much more difficult. Yeah, the child is up.
Yeah, one of the got it. We have not until now faced any situations where the children were not able to go outside and work or such kind of experiences. We do not have. And when we are when you are very concerned about this, I will say that children who are already schooled have problems like that. don't we have like people who are not able to face systems even when they're school? So we may have some cases, but as far as now we have not faced anybody. I told you about Narisha. She had been working outside after her course. Now she dropped after she was like in the sense like she was pregnant, so she did not. She was teaching in a school. So I don't know. I don't think we normally have a problem like that.
Yeah.
Actually protecting them from timelines and all, because they have a proper schedule. They have to finish maths in these many hours. They have to cover these many number of problems. They have, in the sense like they have to finish these many portions. Like in this, it is all schedule. It's not like we leave them. We evaluate them. Every child has got a pace, and we set marks for that child, so that the child is not pressurized so much, as well as like the child is not relaxed. So that's how we set it to the child. So that the Robinson actually gives us guidelines on how to set pace to the child.
Okay. I would again, there are a couple of questions on which syllabus to choose, which course to take. I think I would better share your number, and those who are interested to get information can reach out to them. Two interesting questions, and I think we should stop. Judith and all of them are part of Robinson curriculum, right? That's what you mentioned.
Yes.
On an overview, how much do you think is the cost per year? That vague figures.
Yeah, here, as Jenny said, no, it is for the full 12 years. Like the cost, Jenny will, as Jenny said, like for Saxon Maths, it is a hard copy, around 65,000 Indian rupees. That is what it costed. One of the families, they brought it to Thrissur, Anil and Santosh Kepi. They purchased it. It is around
maximum would be 1.5 lakhs for this curriculum. And then the rest of the expenditure would be for you to just really print out these books, not go around more than like 50 or 60,000. Like
because
the whole, I say for the whole family. Yeah.
12 years, whole family. You should understand here. If you have a big family, that much cheaper it will be, because
you will be sharing the cost.
It is like for us it is like 1.5 lakhs divided by 6. It is much more cheaper for us. If you have only 2 children, you will feel little bad. Oh, it is 1.5 lakh, 75,000 each per each child. That's all. Only the thing is like you should have if you are following Robinson curriculum, you should have a good printer, and you should know how to print. Otherwise, you should get it printed. That's all. Yeah.
Do you see that children are spending more time on screen, and are they being protected from the disadvantages?
Excellent question. Roshan, I'll tell you a big truth. As a whole in our community, we don't have TV at all. No TV. And our children are, I don't know till now, my children have not complained that they are not able to watch TV. No. First, that is about the TV. Second thing, about the gadgets, Robinson very clearly says that is the ideology he has. Till the age of 16, child, there is no need to give the computer or the things like smartphone and all.
Actually, you will get to know the Robinson philosophy if you just go and read. Because even if you're not following the Robinson curriculum, I will ask you to go and read their overview. Because it is a research method. Both of them are scientists. They've really done it very well, and they've certain things. They first say if you have to follow the Robinson curriculum and it's a self-learning method, you have to not have any screen time, no screen until 16 years. So I only give Judy probably 10-15 minutes every day to not to every day. These lockdown period there, she's having some programs and all. So that otherwise once in a week she just check up her WhatsApp messages, and probably 2 hours in a week where they may watch one video about something interesting, some song or something like that, 2 to 3 hours. It's not a daily thing for the children because it affects their brain growth, it affects their eyes. There are a lot of side effects which we talk, and we are very serious about it. So no gadgets to children. Children can't even take phone. They don't have phones. If you call, if the phone rings, they will only look who is calling, and they will not touch the phone. That's how we are trained them until they are 16. Only when they are 18 and grown, then they will get a phone of themselves. So no screen time, and like there are other like things also which will normally help your child concentrate. That you can go back to Robinson curriculum and read. Even if you're following some other curriculum, it will give you an idea how to like help your child learn by themselves.
Yeah, because of this no screen time notion, what happened is
They started
like,
reading.
They started reading like they are
Voracious.
good readers, audacious readers. I thought it is only Judith.
When she started.
Judith, even if you lock the whole of a bookshelf, she'll take Bible and reads hours together. That is a hobby for her. Then I thought it was only Judith, but Joshua followed, and I thought about only Judith and Joshua. Now Naomi, she started just reads like anything. This is what
This
happened.
is not a pattern in our family. It's the pattern in most of the homeschooling families.
Homeschooling family.
They read a lot because they don't have screen time.
Perfect. Good. I think we are almost at the end of the time. Thank you, Naveen and Ginny, for the time. Again, for the rest of us, this is not the solution, but this is an option. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it is for each family to prayerfully discern on what is right and what God is calling each of us to do for our family and our kids, So let's take it like that. I hope this was more on information.